All right, folks, so how do we access our Actively Learn to find our articles for class, and how do we annotate those articles? So the first time you access Actively Learn, if you try to go through the app the first time, it may ask you for a code. This doesn't actually have a code for me to give you because I set it up through Canvas. So we're going to go to Canvas in our English class. So English class, and over on the left, navigation, where you would usually go to find your modules, your grades, etc. Under there, you'll see Actively Learn as one of your choices, and you'll click Actively Learn. So this is the first time you access the articles. And you click on this blue box, and that's it. So if you click on your blue box, it's not going to go straight like this because I am already logged in, but yours will pop up a login, and you don't have to type in the login. You would just click Google. So go in, as long as you're logged into your your Helix account, the Google sign in will work. So you click Google, it will sign you in. It's going to say authorize because it wants access to your Canvas so the apps can talk to each other basically. And you say yes, and then there's a welcome video, which you can watch, or you can close it because I'm going to walk you through how we are going to annotate in our class. Okay, so that's how you log in. And after you've already signed in that way, you can actually, on a Chromebook, you can go down to the bottom of the screen, and below where you have like your browsers and apps, there's an app for Actively Learn. You can click on that and we'll just open up your classes with your articles. And you may have other classes over here too, like if you have Mr. Morris or a different teacher that uses Actively Learn. So now, if that's all you needed to know, you can stop watching this video. If you would like to see how we annotate the article, keep watching. So for this article, High School Teammates Carry On, I'm going to show you how to annotate and what we're looking for. And if you're looking at this later in the semester, we will have other articles on here as well. And some of them will be for annotating for different ways, but you'll still use the same technique to highlight and take notes. So here we are. I'm going to actually go into student mode here. So as you are annotating your article, you open it up. You're going to make sure you know what you're annotating for. So always read the directions at the beginning. For this article in particular, we have two different assignments. One of them is the timed writing assignment that is due Wednesday, and that is module 4.4. That actually does not have to do with Refuge. It has to do with the author's style and why the author chose to include dialogue between the two boys in the italics, why you think he included it, and why you think he draws our attention to it with italics. And that's like an opinion response. There's a lot more details in the module itself, so please go to Canvas to look at the directions for that. But it's important to know that this article is going to be needed. You have to read the article and make sure you understand it before you can answer that module. Okay? What I'm going to show you right now is not how to do this one. I'm going to show you how to do Article 4 or Module 4.7 preparation, which today I'm making this video on Wednesday. Tomorrow, Thursday, in our class, we are going to be completing Module 4.7 together, and you're going to be starting to do it in class. So I'm going to be helping you set that up, give you a couple mini lessons to support you, and we're going to be using what you do on this article in class. So you need to make sure you have that whole article read and you have taken notes in the article on the topic of refuge for these two boys. So both Leroy and D'Artagnan are going to struggle with major hardships in their lives. And you can probably already remember some of them as we started reading in class what happened to Leroy. Well, you're going to find out what happens to D'Artagnan too. And how they find refuge in each other, in their friendship, their sport of wrestling, and their humor with each other, their ability to use that intimate register. So we're going to be taking notes on that. It says several annotations. Someone asked me how many. I should have written on there how many. But it's a little bit later now because some people have already done it. So I'm just going to tell you I would say at least 5. I would do more than that though, because the more you have, the easier it is to write your paragraph. And because if you only have 5 and then you're trying to write your paragraph and you only have those 5 to choose from unless you go back and read the article again. So I want to save you time, and if you read it the first time, take as many notes as you can. That actually saves you time later, so you don't have to go reread the article to find good quotes in case the ones you picked weren't the ones you want to use. Okay, so how do we do it? Well, first thing in Actively Learn, if there's a question like this, it will block you from reading the rest of the article until you answer the question. So it forces you to answer the questions. I set up the questions in these articles like we're having a class discussion. So imagine we're in class, we all have an article in front of us, and I ask the class, well, what do you think this title means? And a couple of students raise their hands, or somebody shouts out and says, well, I think it means this. Or maybe I have you all write what you think, and then we share. In that situation, right, it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. It matters that you're trying. So that's what these questions are. In this particular, and the way I use them in these articles for this unit, they're going to be optional as far as like if you get it right or wrong. So they're not optional to do, like you have to do them to see the article, but you do not have to get them right. Okay, just to let you know what those questions are, so you're not stressed if you get one wrong. It doesn't matter, because you can just see the right answer and be like, oh, okay, I was wrong. But that's what I want you to do, is try. So once you answer the question, it will reveal the article to you. You're going to read the article. As you're reading, in your mind, you're thinking about refuge. Answer this question too. If you watch this video, congratulations, you got the free answer. But hopefully you're thinking about it too, because that's why I put that question there. Then you can see the next part of the article once you've answered the question. Reading, thinking of refuge. And I have these 2 examples for you. One is actually a quote that's already in quote marks, and the other one is not in quote marks. It's important to remember when you're taking notes and getting quotes from articles, they don't have to already have quote marks on them. They can, but they don't have to. So you can, like this one does not have quote marks on it. And likewise, when you're, like say you were making your Malala chart, when you take a quote and you put it into something you're going to write, you could keep the quote marks on it, or you could not include them. You could actually paraphrase them. So it's actually very flexible. But as far as when you're highlighting it, it's free game. You can pick whatever part of the article you want. So I highlighted this one because I thought that D'Artagnan complimenting his friend and saying that they pushed each other and didn't let each other give up was showing that their friendship was a strong refuge for them. So I dragged my mouse across and I said highlight and take note. That's how you do it. It's that simple. You can also do other things like listen to it, translate it. You can find words that you don't know and, like see what's a word that we might want to look up. Spontaneously is a good one. So like, if I don't know what that word means, I can define and find out the definition as I'm reading. So it makes it easier to understand the vocabulary as you're reading in this app. So highlight, take note, and then I write a little note. I'm going to show you what it looks like while I'm writing it. So you're typing in just a quick note about how that connects to refuge for them. Is that wrestling? Is that friendship? This one's kind of both. So I said that wrestling actually brings them closer as friends. However you want to phrase it, just a quick note for yourself, very short, right? Don't spend a lot of time making notes. They should be quick. And you can share it with the class if you want to. We are going to be sharing on Thursday some of our quotes. So make sure you have them because we're going to be sharing them. But you don't have to share all of them and you don't have to do it yet unless you want to. Okay? So you'll see I made another one here. Hour after hour, month after month, practices connected them in ways that went beyond the gym. They went everywhere together. So this is, again, their friendship and supporting each other. So I made a note. I highlighted this. Oh, what just happened? Okay. Sorry. Whoops. And I took a note about what kind of refuge that was. Okay? So you continue to read. Get as many as you can. I have 3 so far, and I was just doing that really quickly. So as you finish your whole article, you'll have more than that for sure.